Do you know what kind of case is the most terrifying? This case is claimed to be the most terrifying and bizarre murder case in Taiwan. It was right after the police failed to find the source of the body. The victim surprisingly approached the police. "Just tell Captain Luo. Why is there a woman following you behind?" Suddenly, a smell of decaying corpse started to spread. "She has something to ask Captain Luo for help." Our entire project team, our scalp all felt a chill. What's even more bizarre is, when the murderer refused to plead guilty, she once again helped the police successfully obtain a confession. Because our interrogation room is in the basement, the smell of the decaying corpse immediately came in from the hallway. At the same time, Kai Jingjing screamed loudly, bizarre to the extreme. This is the real-life version of a vengeful ghost seeking revenge. One day in May 2012, the police in Hualien received an emergency call. A decomposing body floated in from the eastern coast of Hualien County. The police suddenly arrived at the scene. Investigations revealed that the victim was a woman. Her hands and feet were bound with rope. A wire was wrapped around her neck. The time of death was at least over 7 days. Her face was completely unrecognizable. Even her fingerprints had rotted away due to seawater erosion. It's not hard to see that seawater is far more corrosive than fresh water. To find the source of the corpse, the police tried every possible method, but they still had no clues. Soon, the police issued a reward notice to the public. After a month, although many people came to identify the body, but all are excluded. So how would the case be solved? Don't worry, the forensic expert is about to make an appearance. After a thorough autopsy, there was a denture in the victim's mouth. It provided the police with a clue. At least they knew the victim was a middle-aged person. Today's dental technology has advanced greatly. Some have implants, or something. But this full denture of hers, it is made with a sticky piece, stuck at the top of the gums. Later, we visited major dental hospitals and clinics in the eastern region. We checked every individual who had a treatment record in the eastern part of Taiwan. We visited each one individually. We even screened various mold manufacturers. We thoroughly checked all of them. But still, there was no clue at all. The case immediately fell into a deadlock. Do you think this will be an unsolved case? No, no, no. The Taiwanese police don't take the usual path. Look at this. The head of the task force, Luo Zhenhui, once again arrived at the temple. Whenever a case reaches a deadlock, he often comes here to seek inspiration. But this time, the insights were extraordinary. We searched for over 2 months without any clues. We told the deity, we are facing a difficult challenge. It was on May 4th that there was an incident. A nameless female body was discovered. Now, it is. There is no way to verify her identity. Coincidentally, the master in the temple once again gave him inspiration. He said, "Captain Luo, why is there a woman following you? She looks really terrifying, very scary." Captain Luo turned around to take a look. He found that there were only 3 of them in the temple, and they were all men. There was no woman at all. However, what the master said next is the key part. The whole set of teeth was taken out. The hands and feet were bound. The neck was also tied. It was tied behind. Even more bizarre was that the police have never revealed the matter of the denture to the public. Could it really have been the woman who told the master? At that time, we didn't mention. Came here to reveal that the victim, her characteristic was that she had a full set of dentures. Not only that, at Captain Luo's repeated request, the master also asked the woman many questions. She has something to ask of you, Captain. Suddenly, a smell of decay began to emanate. It's from where we're sitting here to inside the temple. Almost everything is affected. It's all permeated. What is her surname? She lives in the north. The woman lives in the north. But the crime scene is located in the east. No wonder the police have been unable to find clues in the east. Now the question arises. What exactly was the cause of the victim's death? Regarding her cause of death, she wouldn't tell us either. Could it be that there is something she can't say? But no matter how we asked, the woman still refused to reveal. Suddenly, Captain Luo had a flash of inspiration. He immediately thought of a solution. That was to create a composite sketch. According to the master's description, the police ultimately obtained a composite sketch of the victim. Could this really be the victim of this case? Captain Luo said it's better to have something than nothing. Then, the police regrouped. conducting screenings and comparisons in northern Taiwan, focusing on women aged 40 to 70 with the surname Chen. They thoroughly checked dental clinics in the northern region. Sure enough, a woman named Chen Yi came into the spotlight. During this period, the police also uncovered an illegal medical practice case along the way. The dentist who initially made the dentures for Chen Yi. Because of this, he was sent to prison. To get back to the main point, just before the incident occurred, the police had received a missing person report for Chen Yi, and later collected DNA for comparison from her family members, confirming that Chen Yi was the victim in this case. The investigation showed that Chen Yi and her husband were in business together in their early years, and their family was fairly well off. After retirement, their social circle was very simple, and they had never held a grudge against anyone. Could it be that she encountered a robber while out? However, this possibility was quickly ruled out with further investigation. So what exactly led to her being harmed? Rejected investigation. Chen Yi had an only daughter named Kai Jingjing, currently 30 years old. On the day of April 30th, Kai Jingjing took her mother out. After that, they never returned home. Moreover, Kai Jingjing also went missing. The police felt something was wrong. Could it be that Kai Jingjing also met with misfortune? After investigation, it was discovered that Kai Jingjing had a boyfriend named Lao Zhong. He is a few years younger than her mother. He is around 50 years old. Lao Zhong used to be Jingjing's tutor. However, he had no legitimate job. After the two started dating, they often asked Chen Yi for money under various pretenses. Out of love for their daughter, the couple would always respond to her requests. They would generously open their wallets each time. But it was this kind of indulgence that made the daughter and her boyfriend accustomed to it. They would come asking for money every few days. What's more outrageous is that the two would not occupy themselves with proper work. They even engaged in scams and deception. At this time, the two were being hunted by the police for fraud, refusal to investigate. Kai Jingjing, in order to scam money, actually spent a high price of 8,000 yuan to hire a makeup artist to create an elderly disguise for her. She actually talked to the makeup artist about something. They were both school teachers, so they were at school at that time. Because of the school anniversary event, there was a masquerade ball or something like that. This person in the photo is the principal. Afterwards, Kai Jingjing then impersonated her mother, attempting to scam her mother's friends out of money through video. Such audacity is all due to being spoiled. Various signs indicate that Chen Yi's death is closely related to these two. I initially thought that as long as they were caught, the case would be solved, but the subsequent developments turned out to be even more complicated and bizarre. First, by tracking the phone signals of Kai and Zhong, they were discovered to have been in the Hualien area on May 2nd. On May 3rd, they also visited the beach where the incident occurred. According to the investigation, Kai Jingjing rented a car on May 1st, according to the rental company's owner, who informed the police. When Kai Jingjing returned the car, he smelled a strange odor inside the vehicle. The source of the smell was the stains in the trunk. Despite being cleaned multiple times, the odor still persisted. Kai Jingjing claimed that she used it to haul seafood. In the end, the owner charged her an additional 5,000 yuan before letting her go. Later, we opened the trunk, and the smell of decay was still very strong. As expected, after the stains were examined, they indeed contained corpse fluid. So, they came. He ran while he was pursued. The two of them had no way to escape. With the nationwide wanted notice issued, a few days later, Kai Zhong and his accomplice were captured in Taipei. At that time, the two were still laughing and talking. Kai Jingjing was found to have Chen Yi's identification card on her, as well as multiple bank cards, property deeds, and power of attorney documents. The purpose is self-evident. There are also some properties and land that need to be transferred. Some power of attorney documents. All of them are forged. In the face of questioning, Kai Jingjing also had a nonchalant attitude. When asked about the case, she fell silent. She can chat and laugh with you. And Kai Jingjing's boyfriend is even more detestable. What they mean is that I am a human rights person from New Zealand, some kind of official or something like that. You have no right to interrogate me. So they always thought eating beef is something only the upper class does. I want to eat high-end beef noodles. Only then will I talk to you, or something like that. The upper class should eat beef. But guess what the police did? We even took her to eat beef burgers. They really went along with his wishes. But after he finished eating, he wiped his mouth. But still refused to give an account. The police smiled faintly. Under the powerful interrogation technique. Let's see if you can still be dishonest. But the tried and true interrogation technique surprisingly failed. The police immediately changed their strategy. They decided to have another chat with Kai Jingjing. Initially, they planned to use the power of family to persuade her. We even brought the autopsy photos of the victim, along with the photos of the victim's corpse, discovered at the seaside, to show Kai Jingjing. However, they didn't expect that when she saw her mother's photo, Kai Jingjing actually erupted in anger. She wanted to find a lawyer to sue the police. In homicide cases, there are always uncooperative individuals. But no one can escape the condemnation of conscience. I also secretly slipped him the sketch of the victim, to see if he would be scared at midnight. She wasn't like an ordinary 20-year-old woman. It felt like she was very cold. Speaking of cold, this woman was anything but cold. She was simply insane, cold-blooded, and heartless. Even the police couldn't help but break into a cold sweat upon seeing her. When the police placed her mother's photo in front of her, she remained completely indifferent. When pressured, she lashed out recklessly. She even claimed that her father killed her mother. It had nothing to do with her. Even more shamelessly, Kai Jingjing claimed that her father was raising a mistress outside, and that's why he killed her mother. However, after the police investigation, these claims were found to be completely unfounded. So the police followed the clues. They found the couple's love nest. They uncovered some wire and rope. After comparison, it was found to completely match what was discovered on the deceased. This means it came from the same tool used for cutting. This proves that this wire, we found the wire, was actually what she used after committing the crime, using the leftover wire. But even with solid evidence, the two still refused to confess. When asked too much, they claim their whole body hurts. The police are well aware. These pieces of evidence are not direct evidence. They really can't take these two down. What should we do? Don't worry. It's time to bring out the big guns. Officer Luo has a clever trick. Because of the first custom among the people, they fear she will be bullied by other lonely ghosts and wild spirits. The second concern is fear of saying, during the 77 and 49 days, if this soul cannot find a resting place, she might dissipate into thin air. As Officer Luo bows 3 times, an unbelievable scene unfolded. 40 minutes later, a stench of decay filled the interrogation room. At that time, I remember, there was also a female reporter sitting nearby. She was sitting there writing her article. Same time, Kai Jingjing screamed. In the end, Kai Jingjing was moved. She directly confessed to the crime. According to Kai Jingjing's testimony, the one who committed the murder is Lao Zhong. Their motive for the crime was actually money. It turns out, although Chen Yi was extremely doting on her daughter, when she learned that her daughter was dating a former teacher, she was completely against it. She even claimed that if they did not cut off their relationship, she would cut off Kai Jingjing's allowance. Deceived them by saying he graduated from Harvard University. Later, upon further inspection, he actually only graduated from a military academy. But Kai Jingjing was deeply in love with Lao Zhong, so much that she became faint from love. And since Lao Zhong got close to Kai Jingjing, this cash cow, he became idle all day long. He often frequented various gambling halls, and he even developed a gambling habit. But when he ran out of money, and had no skills, as time went by, Lao Zhong realized he was unable to repay the high-interest loans he had accrued. So they decided to go for a big score. They set their evil sights on their future mother-in-law. At that time, they asked to borrow 1 million, hoping to say they could start a small business, or do something. But who would have known? 1 million is not a small sum of money. You talk about private savings. Suddenly needing to give her 1 million. I have to get to the bottom of this. What exactly do you want to do? But the deceased also felt that Zheng Zhizhong is an unreliable person. The borrowing money situation fell through. Thus, Lao Zhong's evil thoughts took shape. Why are the two of us now in such dire straits? It's because our luck is being hindered. That hindrance of luck What is the biggest problem? It's your mother. A round of brainwashing rhetoric made Kai Jingjing completely believe it. So they decided to eliminate the biggest obstacle with their partner. On May 1, 2012, while their father was out, Kai Zhong and the others sneaked back home. They took out the stun gun they had prepared earlier. They stunned their mother and strangled her to death. Although it was Lao Zhong's hand that acted, Kai Jingjing stood by, watching coldly. No wonder Chen Yi wouldn't let them go even in death. Afterwards, they placed Chen Yi's body in the rented car. They drove around looking for a place to dispose of the body. But fearing being seen, they delayed for 3 days on the road. They ultimately chose the eastern coast. After doing all this, they drove back to the city. They felt justified and continued to enjoy themselves. But little did they expect. The body would rot and bloat in the water, and be washed ashore by the sea. Although the case was solved, new questions arose. Why was Kai Jingjing so cold-blooded towards her own mother? According to the investigation, Kai Jingjing is not actually the only daughter in the family. She used to have a younger brother. Since her brother was seriously ill, her parents focused all their energy on him. They neglected to take care of her. As a result, she believed her parents didn't love her. After her brother's death, her parents began to pay more attention to her. But in Kai Jingjing's view, she was merely a backup option. Later, her parents sent her to study in New Zealand, and even spent money to hire a tutor for her, who is now her boyfriend, Lao Zhong. Lao Zhong's foreign identity, and his mature and considerate nature, made Kai Jingjing, who had never been in love before, completely fall for him. She loved him so deeply that she couldn't extricate herself. Her love was passionate and intense. Lao Zhong was not only her spiritual mentor, but also the object of her adoration. Whatever Lao Zhong said was law. Kai Jingjing never argued back. In Lao Zhong, she felt the paternal love she had lacked since childhood. Lao Zhong became her only family. He was the one who could accompany her for life. In her eyes, no one was more important than Lao Zhong. Not even her parents. Faced with such a result, Kai Jingjing's father was heartbroken. He was on the verge of collapse. He even had to plead with the judge for a lighter sentence for his daughter. In March 2014, the court's first trial sentenced Lao Zhong to death for intentional homicide. Lao Zhong immediately announced his appeal. Kai Jingjing, as an accomplice, was sentenced to life imprisonment. Even at this point, Kai Jingjing's father was still pleading for his daughter. Actually, this is a mistake today. It was completely killed by Zheng Zhizhong. It's not my daughter. My daughter is very well behaved. A very obedient child. His house is completely destroyed. This is what parental love looks like. But what no one expected was that, not long after Lao Zhong was imprisoned, Kai Jingjing and Lao Zhong surprisingly obtained their marriage certificate in the detention center. And this day happened to be Mother's Day, making this behavior incredibly shocking, which left Kai's father deeply impacted. But an even more astonishing scene was about to unfold. Just as everyone thought the dust had settled on this case, in May 2016, the Hualien court, after the second trial, believed that Lao Zhong could be reformed, and revoked the first instance death penalty. Lao Zhong was ultimately sentenced to life imprisonment, and the two still had the chance to return, to inherit Lao Kai's millions as a legal couple. The court's reasoning for believing in his reform was even more ridiculous, with the reason being that Lao Zhong had excellent academic performance during school, and had received scholarships multiple times. Can you believe how absurd that is? He used to have outstanding grades in school, and also received commendations and awards. He used to have excellent grades in school. Moreover, there are also merits and commendations. That indicates this person is not inherently bad. So, based on this, things that have happened in the past, you say this can be rehabilitated. During his school years, he committed crimes. How many years has it been? Over 20 years. When he was struggling in society, he had already become what kind of person? Can you, as a judge, understand this? Even if the evidence is conclusive, these two killed someone and showed no remorse. Even Lao Zhong has never admitted to killing anyone from the beginning to the end. Such despicable behavior, that even during the trial, no lawyer was willing to defend the two. During the trial, in order to prove he is a good person, Lao Zhong even claimed that someone could prove it. Surprisingly, the witness was from the United States, a person from the State Department. So the judge was really taken aback. He said, "Are you real or fake? You summoned these two witnesses. If you have the ability, go ahead and summon him." So, I want to tell you that Zheng Zhizhong was full of lies. But in the end, it was still based on the principle of reformability. Lao Zhong was still spared the death penalty. This is truly outrageous, like riding a rocket. It's just absurd.